My name is Liz Simon, and I was born and raised here in Las Vegas, but I'm currently living in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Going through a life-altering experience like a car accident, you just feel at a loss in so many ways, just injury-wise, just mentally, it was draining, it was very daunting, and I feel like this process has really brought me back to life in a lot of ways, just knowing that someone who doesn't have to cares. I was first introduced to Moore's injury law from my sister. This was a referral. And when I was in the car accident here in Las Vegas, it was such a terrifying experience. I had no idea what the first step was going to be. So my sister made a very quick call to Scott Morris, who immediately met me at the hospital. I was still in my gown, still being evaluated by the doctors. The stress level that I had was primarily from the injury, feeling like my life would never be the same. And I just remember Scott constantly telling me, like, you know, you come first. Your health comes first, making sure that we get you back to where you need to be. That is the priority. The updates that I would receive from Scott, that was my favorite part, because I've had injury attorneys before in the past, and it felt as though everything was done behind the scenes and I kind of just found out later. But Scott was different in the fact that he walked me through every single detail. So he would get a letter that day, I would get a message or a phone call like, hey Liz, just got this message from this company, this is what's going on. I just want to make sure that you're on board with everything. And I've never experienced that before. So just that attention to detail and making sure that this wasn't just him doing his job, but him kind of bringing me along for the ride, so I understood step by step the entire process. I loved that. The number one thing that stood out to me dealing with Moore's injury law was the communication. There are a lot of times that days go by and you don't really know what's going on. And Scott would text me or he would call me just to keep me updated. For me, just knowing that I had an attorney that was going to be honest, whether the information I was receiving was in my favor or not, but it was the truth and I had to deal with it, that was very reassuring. Ultimately, for him to, as we say, secure the bag for me, I was able to receive my entire policy limit, and a lot of people don't receive that. It's kind of negotiation back and forth with the different policy holders versus the insurance companies, and he was able to expedite everything for me in a very professional way, and I love that. The overall experience with Moore's injury law has been phenomenal. Like I said, I've dealt with different injury law attorneys before, and this has by far been my very best experience. Anyone who's on the fence, first of all, I would say jump off the fence, jump into Moore's injury law, because this is by far the most professional, the most consistent. They're gonna work so hard for you. They're going to go to bat for you, and that's something that I can personally say I've experienced myself.